Okay, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. This is an update brief concerning the homicide investigation concerning Jenise Wright, age 6, of East Bremerton. We do have an important update to talk about. I'm going to introduce the incident commander once again, Detective Lieutenant Earl Smith, Kitsap County Sheriff's Office.
Earl Smith, Kitsap County Sheriff's Office, incident commander for this homicide investigation. Today, a significant break has occurred in this homicide investigation of 6-year-old Jenise Wright. A suspect has been identified and he has been arrested. The suspect is 17-year-old male. His name will not be released at this time. This afternoon, the Washington State Patrol Crime Lab made positive confirmation of a suspect through forensic evidence that had been collected. The suspect is currently being interviewed by detectives from the Kitsap County Sheriff's Office. Today at approximately 2:50 p.m., detectives from the Kitsap County Sheriff's Office and agents from the FBI made contact with the suspect at his residence and made the arrest without incident. After the interview is complete with detectives from the Kitsap County Sheriff's Office, he will be transported and booked into the Kitsap County Juvenile Detention Center. The 17-year-old suspect will be booked for murder in the 2nd degree, manslaughter in the 1st degree, and rape of a child in the 1st degree. This investigation is far from over. We have a lot still to do. Detectives from the Kitsap County Sheriff's Office and agents with the FBI will continue with this investigation. We will continue with interviews. We will continue conducting searches, and we will continue collecting evidence. Yesterday, we made a promise to 6-year-old Jenise Wright that we would find justice for her. Today, we have fulfilled that promise. Thank you.
The individuals you see gathered behind me are just a very, very small fraction of the more than 300 personnel who were involved in this endeavor since last Monday. This is more the command staff than the field agents who are still out in the field, still doing their job. I will take limited cues right now, or questions right now, because there's a lot of information we can't talk about.
Did he live in the neighborhood?
He was a resident of the park. Mark?
Of the manufactured home park?
Correct.
Okay. Are you able to say that what that forensic evidence was, or how it helped lead to this suspect?
Not specifically, Mark, but we can give kudos and a pat on the back, a big one, to the State Patrol Crime Lab. At the direction of Chief John Batiste, they were working 24/7. They called in extra technicians to assist, and that team is what enabled us to reach this, I wouldn't say conclusion, but this plateau in this investigation with the significant break in the case.
Was he known to family and friends?
I don't know that question. He's a member of the park, so you would expect in a small community like that, that was a very small, a likelihood.
A lot of the people in the park voluntarily gave DNA samples. Was he one of them?
I'd have to check the database, but it was through forensic data gathering that this connection was made. That's a good assumption.
Scott, do you know if he and the girl were familiar with one another in any way?
I don't know that question, Mark. That will be something that will come out later in the investigation. And I see where you're going. Is this a random thing, or did they know each other? But again, going back to my previous answer, since everybody in the park it's a small community, there's 100 houses, 100 plus, you would expect that relationship of knowing each other would probably be accurate. I'm sorry.
Do they suspect anyone else who's involved?
We always have to do the 360, okay? It's when officers out on the street take a person into custody and they search and they find a weapon, you always got to assume, until proven 100% otherwise, that there's a second weapon. We approach our investigations that way. We always make the effort to assure that there's no other person involved.
Are you able to tell us the cause of death now?
No, I'm not yet. That'll come out much later, Christine.
Was he home when he was arrested?
Yes, sir, he was.
Do we know the location where this actually happened, or was the location of finding Jenise Wright.
What you're saying was the incident where she died and then moved the body? I don't have the answer to that question. That's to be determined later on.
Sir, was the suspect at home with family or friends? Do you know his general living situation?
Believe he resided with parents. At least one of those parents was at the house, possibly. I don't know the exact details of that, Mark. I'll take that question and get back to you on that. Okay, folks, we're kind of run out of answers that I can give, and I know you have a lot of questions yet. This will come out in further updates as we progress with this investigation. So thank you for being here and coming out on a Saturday afternoon when I know there's other issues you got to cover.